All right, welcome to the User Experience Design Training. In this training, we're going to be walking you through step 6, which is design your machine, your user experience design. And I am super excited because I have a special guest on this training with me, Bree Argensinger, aka the Betty Rocker. How we doing?
Hey, guys. What's up, guys?
All right, thanks a lot for coming on and doing this with me. This is going to be fun. So, Bree is, if you've listened to the Perpetual Traffic podcast, she's in that show, 3 episodes, episodes 4 through 6. She's also one of my coaching clients over at Dominate Web Media. And long story short, what we're going to be talking about today and how to build a machine and this whole 7-step process, Bree has done that. Okay, she has implemented better than anybody we've ever seen, and in so many little ways. I talk about a lot of, I've talked a lot in this training about always looking at this from your specific perspective, not taking everything and making it cookie cutter, trying to understanding the little things and why you have to have, hit people with different modalities, because people are, they're sometimes somebody might be in line at the coffee shop, somebody might be, in the train on the way somewhere, somebody might be at their work. People are in different places when you are connecting with them on Facebook. And so to be successful, to build a true machine in today's environment, not 8 months ago, 9 months ago, I believe you've got to do all the little things like we're going to show you in this training. And Bree has done that. She's literally built a machine where she's built a perpetual traffic generating, goodwill generating, lead generating, customer generating machine. That's a lot of words right there, but really, Bree, I mean, that's what you've done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's totally what I've done. And I love this intro of how I, kind of was your coaching client. Guys, this is where you get to go from being Padawan to Jedi, right? Like, this is like the moment where everything starts to come together. And this is like my absolute favorite step in this whole training, because for me, as a business owner and someone who's creating this kind of map for my business and building a machine, I have to go from looking at the details out to looking at the big picture all the time. And if you start out, I followed every step that Keith gave me, and I came up with some really cool stuff along the way that, like, what's so exciting to share it with you, because now, I mean, this user experience design is exactly what will help put it all together for you, put all the pieces together for you or for your client. You can show them how this works. And that's, when you really start to build something that lasts and is perpetual. I mean, it's amazing. We've doubled my business this year already, and it's just like continuing to go to scale. It's like awesome.
So Bree, if you wouldn't mind just giving a little background of your story of since you started running Facebook ads and how it's gone from
0 to hero, Padawan to Jedi.
Yeah, from December to now,
December to now, yeah, like, it's freaking awesome. This is going to be, like, I hope, really inspiring to anyone who's listening. If you're teaching someone, a client, or you're doing this yourself. Basically, I went from 30,000 Facebook fans in December or January to I have 135K as of this recording, and I've done that spending like $14 a day on my like campaign, which is really the first thing that we did together as a team. And what was so really key, I think, with what worked for me was I spent the time, I knew my brand, I knew my audience. So I was the one that really worked on those audiences. And with the guidance and following these steps, I was actually able to really create some killer freaking audiences, and then figure out, how to implement, and using these trainings, how to actually get it right with my ads. And the very first ad that we really made, that we amplified, wasn't to a lead magnet. It was actually, you told me, think of a lead magnet that you might create normally and make that into a killer epic blog post. And we're going to send some traffic to that. And that's to this day, the number one thing that drives the most sales on my blog. And so I created this.
Business, yeah.
This is my business, yeah. And
yeah, yep.
And
real quick, real quick. So when you said December to now, just time-wise, because people will be watching this as an evergreen program. So about 9 months or so.
Yeah, like 9 months. Yeah, as long as it takes to make a baby. We made a Facebook baby, and it is freaking amazing.
And before Facebook ads, what were you what was it like Like,
Oh yeah, like for sure. I was stuck in this total cycle of running launch after launch. I would like go create like 30-day challenges that I would run on my Instagram because I was really killing it with Instagram. A lot of organic traffic. Just kind of had a knack for it. But I had to create a new thing every like 3 or 4 months to get like all those people to come and create that traffic generator, to come to my website. And so with Facebook ads, I was able to create an evergreen funnel that now has just generated all this awesome traffic and all the things that it says on this slide. But after we started sending that traffic to that epic blog post, I then did like a campaign for my new evergreen lead magnet, which was a new like evergreen 30-day challenge. And then we just developed some awesome strategies around that. And I really got to learn some stuff that to me makes a lot of sense. And this is why this is my favorite step, is because we're thinking about the user. Like I am always thinking about my users, about my audience, my fans. I love taking care of them and giving them great content for them to engage with. And I kind of want to really like be specific about who I put that in front of. I want to be in front of just the people who really want it. And so, that's why doing that target audience research is so key, and like building those custom audiences and like getting that part right, and then giving them really awesome epic content that really serves and helps them, and then retargeting them with other relevant content based on what they do. And I think that what Keith and I are going to show you in this step, which is so fun, is showing you how that like all comes together. And I started with just one thing, right? I had a light campaign, then I added a blog post that we amplified stuff with, and then we started the retargeting, and then maybe I made another blog post that's epic, and I just built from there. So you can start with something very small and then build out this machine that just continues to build on itself and feed on itself. And part of why I get like so many likes per week now for such a cheap amount is not because of me spending money on the advertising. It's because all the other stuff I'm doing is having this exponential effect, which is, I've learned all this from Keith, by the way.
Yeah, and what she means is not just from the $14 light campaigns. She's averaging 2,000. How many? No. What?
No, like 5,000 a like now. Now 5,000
Yeah.
a week now, just like randomly. Like, how does this happen? It's so cool.
It's the residual effect from her content amplification, her lead gen campaigns, her video ads. People are liking her page, and I've talked about in the light campaign. If you haven't watched that, make sure you do. There's a lot of good reasons why you want more fans, but we're not going to get into that now. We already have before. Let's get right into it, and show you. Okay, now we're going to take you right into Bree's example, and we're going to show you the mind map, the lucid chart, the mind map that she has built, and the true machine that she has built. And this is a B2C. She has end consumer. It's in the fitness and nutrition industry. The next one we're going to show you is my mind map. So it's for more B2B in my industry, and a couple other examples. So don't
And
worry.
it's fun because you see so many similarities between what we're able to do, right? It's so cool.
Yeah, exactly. And so how this works, basically, you want to look at this think about it as a funnel, almost like a funnel, right? And so the row on the left, we call that row the target audience row, and the reason it's color-coded is because you want to think about people, your audience is on Facebook, like going from cold to warm to hot. The more they get to know you, the warmer they become. The more they take action, they become fans, and then, so if you take a look at this, they become fans, they hit your website or watch your videos, and they basically are being added into your custom audience lists, and then they'll become leads, and then they'll become new customers. Okay, I'm just looking down the left side there, so don't get too distracted by all the stuff on the right. So that's kind of how that works, and in the center of this is the ad that you're running, and then on the right side is the destination. Okay, now Bree, did I explain that not too confusing?
No, and it was awesome because I think initially it was really tough for us to understand when you're talking about the kind of the cold to hot. But I mean, I think everyone in here understands, like, it's an indoctrination process, right? That happens as people get more and more familiar with your brand. The more opportunities they have to engage with you, the more warm they get to your brand. And that's like, if you scroll down, you see how it goes from blue to yellow and then orange, and each one of these, and then there's red, and it just goes on and on. And what we're able to do is put very specific ads in front of them, depending on how indoctrinated they are into the brand and what actions they've already taken. And this is just so ninja, right? Like, this is my favorite thing ever. Does that help, Keith?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so what this is basically, and don't get too overwhelmed. Like Bree said a little bit ago, she started out with 3, okay, and we'll show you which ones those are in a minute, okay. And then as the data started coming in, we started seeing what was happening, and she started adding more to her machine, and now it's even bigger than it is here. Didn't you see here? It's freaking amazing. And so this is very critical, and this is how, remember the story back in the earlier in the intro about that guy. You know, nobody likes that guy that you meet at a party and he's trying to sell you his financial planning services 30 seconds after shaking your hand, right? Or, you know, he's going to offer you up a tip after he shakes your hand, but he says, hold on, I'm not going to, you have to give me your business card before I give you that tip, you know?
So
nobody
annoying.
likes that guy.
Right.
So what you're going to do is you're going to be cloning yourself at all and showing up at all these parties, all these events, conferences, coffee shops, shaking people's hands, which is like a light campaign, okay? Making friends with people, which is your content amplification. Then eventually, you know, getting their business card and turning those into appointments, which ends up, you know, that's where your lead generation campaign comes in, and then maybe you have some campaigns going into sales pages or, like, you know, maybe application pages or something like that, if that's your thing. It just depends on your business. So,
and like the way I think about that, Keith, like the perfect example, I'm like literally, I'm in a class the other day, I'm sitting on the rowing machine next to this woman, and she invites, like, she wants to know my name, and she wants to know like how I got such a good body. So that right there is my like campaign, and she liked it. She liked my body, and she wanted to like me, and then she immediately started asking me for tips about how did I get this way? And like, she told me about a little bit about her family and her kids and what stuff she does. It's a conversation we're having in real life, how we normally would talk. And I was like, oh man, that's awesome. Oh yeah, have you tried this recipe? Oh, this is so cool. You got to try this. Like, there's my 5-step blog post that we're going to get into right away. And this is a woman I just met literally 3 minutes ago. We're already naturally having a conversation because I'm in a place, first of all, I'm in a gym. I'm in a place where people want to talk to me about fitness and health, right? So right there, I put my ad in front of the right target audience. I'm in the right place right there. So that's what the like campaign, that's the power of that, going to a complete stranger. And so it's natural that we're going to have a conversation about the rockin' body. And then they're going to hopefully like the page. Is this okay, Keith? Is this sort of like a good?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
just imagine if you would have said, hey, I've actually got this great recipe, or I've got this great recipe, but hey, I need to can you write your email down and your email address and your phone number first before
That
I
would
can
be
give you
terrible.
that tip?
That would be terrible. I would never do that because we're like in the middle of a sweaty class. I just am like freely telling her about this awesome thing that she can go home and make that night. Like, she can actually take action on it, try it out. And you guys want to know what the next thing she asked me was? I bet you can already guess. She was like, oh, do you teach classes? Can I sign up for one? Right there it is. Boom, right? So she was so excited about the information that I shared with her that she couldn't wait to actually give me. She was asking me if she could give me her contact information. Can I give you my number? Can you train me, right? Like, and that's, I mean, I know that I know it's easy to picture that example happening in the health and fitness industry, but what I just described is exactly the conversation that happens naturally on Facebook within your industry, right? And that's why I love Keith's guy at the party example, because it sort of covers all of it, right? But it's really all about people and the way that we relate to each other and the natural conversations we have around the subjects we are interested in. That's why that like campaign is probably the most important thing in getting your target audience research right. I remember how much I hated doing that. Man, once I did it, my audiences got so dialed, and like, that's why my campaigns are so cheap too. Like, that's why we get awesome results.
Yep.
But let's get a little bit more into like, what else did we do here, right? Like, let's talk about what happened, the machinery.
So basically, so shaking your hands is the top here, and this ad is being targeted to cold traffic, right? Interest-based audiences, people that like certain things, related to fitness. I mean, for me, it might be, people that like Frank Kern, Okay, and then the destination here is the Facebook page. For a like campaign, there's really normally isn't really a destination because there's a like button here. If they click like, they don't go anywhere. They just click like and then they stay in the news feed. But if they click the name of it, then it takes them to your Facebook page. So that's why the destination is your timeline there.
Can I add one little ninja tip to this, guys?
Yeah.
You guys probably notice how it's like two very similar pictures of me, the like campaign and then my actual banner on my fan page. I highly recommend considering telling a story with all of your images and really making people really get familiar. Obviously, you're branding it. So if you are doing an image, make sure that the colors match or like that there's some continuity there. I mean, this is probably a no-brainer to a lot of people, but some people miss that. So I just wanted to point it out.
Yeah, no, great tip, actually. Great tip. So let's make this a little bit bigger now and go a little bit lower. And don't worry if you can't read this stuff because right now that doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is you have to understand this whole overall arching strategy. And so basically the next thing is what she does here is this is what Bree was talking about a minute ago about really the foundation, one of the major foundations to her success is this right here. She started with this blog amplification. This is step 1 in the 7-step process. Okay, this is targeting cold interest-based audiences, and she actually also targets her fans in a lot of cases with these too, if it's a new article, right?
Absolutely,
And
because think about it. If someone's already like knows me and is like, oh, cool, what have you been working on in the kitchen? Oh, here, let me tell you about this new recipe. Just like I would tell this awesome lady I just met, right? So she's cold, she's brand new, just met me. She's just as interested in this as my current fans, right? So I want to give that value. I want to give them as much as I can and send them right to this epic freaking blog post.
yep, exactly. And so this one here goes right to an ungated piece of content, okay? Ungated goodwill content. We talked all about that already, so I don't want to go too much into it. Now, when Bree first started, it was basically that post, the like campaign, and then one more post. She didn't actually roll this second one out right away, right?
That's right.
So
And for me, in my industry, I'm a lifestyle brand, so I'm teaching people about nutrition, fitness, motivation, like a lot of helpful things like that. So I've been working through making epic blog posts in each category so that I can then target different interest groups, like based on these. And there's a lot of overlap naturally. But so that's a really fun way to approach it. And maybe you just have like one main topic, but you're able to talk about it in a couple of different ways. But start with one and then think about how you could build another piece around that.
So let's move down this a little bit, and then we'll explain it over. It can be overwhelming a little bit. But don't worry, we'll help you
I think
understand
you're
this really
doing
well.
great. I think you're explaining it really well. I'm not overwhelmed.
Okay, awesome. So everybody that hits this page, they're being added to her website custom audience. Okay, which is over here. That's what this audience is. We call it non-converted website and video custom audiences. Because remember, if you're running a video view campaign, you can add everybody that watches at least 10 seconds of that video onto your custom audience retargeting list. So as we move down, we have another major foundation for her machine, which is her lead gen campaign, and she's got a 22-second video here, and you can talk about it. But this goes to the opt-in page, okay, and this is a video ad, and this is a video ad that's targeting cold traffic, okay, cold traffic up here. It's also targeting fans right here, and it's also targeting website custom audiences. So this is targeting all three. Now, if you have a brand new account and nobody knows who you are, and this was a traditional like a link post campaign, we call that, like a page post link ad, which is like this, where the image is clickable, and you might start out just targeting warm traffic, your website custom audiences and your fans. You might not go into cold audiences yet. Maybe you will. It all depends on how much content you have in there. It depends on your landing page. There's some of those things are play a factor. But if you're doing a video ad, to a video landing page, you're going to be pretty safe going to cold audiences.
And honestly, I think I could have. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm showing them. I'm very in line with the whole brand, right? Like, so now I'm giving them a quick little video of this cool 30-day challenge that's free that they could sign up for. And there's a quick little video that's basically just has some text overlays, but I could have equally done an effective image. I did so many effective image campaigns on Instagram and on Facebook in the past when I was promoting this 30-day challenge in the past. So it doesn't have to be a video. But video or image, using the specific audiences that Keith just said, going to your landing page or lead page. And I got to tell you, every single one of these, I checked it today, Keith, 10 out of 10 relevancy score on all of them still. And that's just amazing to me because people just love this and engage with this so much. It's just quick, it's good, and it's giving them exactly what they want. So it's very in line with the brand. It's a lot of value. They perceive it's a lot of value. Plus they already know they're going to get a lot from me because I'm giving and generating all that goodwill on the front end of this, right? With like the blog posts and like, is that? Yeah.
Exactly. So she's like, it's like I said, she's up here. She's in the background. Boom, building new fans, building new audiences, creating goodwill, and then generating leads. So a lot of her audiences here are cold, but a lot of them are warm too because she's filling those warm buckets up with these. Similar to what Frank Kern talks about with his 3 levels of audiences. Okay, you got to be filling all 3 of those buckets up. Okay, people that are unaware of the problem, people that are aware of the problem but are unaware of you, and then people that know who you are, which is your low-hanging fruit. Okay.
Yeah, that is such a cool point too, because I'm sorry I interrupted you, but like honestly, like all the shares that this stuff gets when you do it right, like you have so many people that never even heard of you that their friend just shared with you that now like you get that extra low-hanging fruit, right? Like it's just amazing when you do this right, how much power you're able to have with the shares. Like,
yep. It's awesome. And now if you might have a question, about video, and I've got a whole entire training webinars on video ads. We can't go too deep into that right now, but this one, a lot of times if you're doing a video ad, you might run traffic to a non-video landing page. Okay, maybe you'll run a link post ad to a video landing page. There's no set way to do this. Okay, so but in her case, she's got a 22-second video, and then what's this, like a 2-minute video or something?
Actually, I'll just tell you guys why I did it this way so you understand my reasoning. And then, like Keith said, like
it's working.
It's working, but like there's like you said, there's other ways to do it that are also effective. But why I did it this way is because this video I don't talk in the lead gen campaign video. I don't talk at all. It's just like a super quick, fun little video, and then it takes
music and text overlay.
Just music and text. Right.
Story.
And then you go to a landing page where I actually do talk, but I talk for about 45 seconds. It's like less than a minute. It's super fast. I tell them what they're going to get. I tell them to take action. I get really excited. Obviously, it's helpful that I'm jumping up and down in really short shorts. But it's really also continuous with what they saw, the feeling, the mood, the momentum they got from the video previously. And like I was telling you guys, imagery, super powerful. I mean, it helps that I'm the face of the brand, right? But remember, what really matters is that they're following your thread. They're following whatever the branding is that you're doing down that pathway. So like we talked about with the like campaign, going to the same kind of color scheme image on the like page. Same thing with this. I feel like it's important to continue the conversation, is what I'm trying to say, on the page you have them sign up, that they just had with you in a short conversation in the ad for it. So whether it's an image that goes to a video or a video that goes to a non-video, just continue that conversation and think about the elements that help people feel like they're in the right place at all stages. Does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot. And I want to show this next example here, and let me shrink this up a little bit if I can find a point to do it with. The next one here this is what we call a link post ad or a page post link ad, where the image is a clickable link. It's the most popular ad you see on Facebook, okay? Now, a lot of times what we'll suggest to start out building your machine, you might run a video ad to your landing page, and then you'll run another like link post ad that goes to your landing page. So you're hitting the same audiences with 2 different types of ads, a video and a non-video, to your landing page. That can be the same landing page if you want. It could be a different one too, but and the point is that can really work well, especially if you're not driving traffic into sales pages. Now in Bree's case, this actually ad is for the sales page, the one here. I just put the arrow on here so you understand, because you might not be doing this, and it might be stopping at lead generation, so you would do these 2. Okay, this one continues to just work really, really, really well. So
right, but if it wasn't, we could do another one that was like a link post ad to that lead page. So what's really cool about these 2 campaigns that you can now see, where you have the link post ad and the one below it of me drinking a green smoothie, is that both of these ads are going to a sales page, right? So we're sending people straight to a sales page. And the reason these are doing so well is because they're actually right in front of people who are, their traffic temperature is quite a bit warmer. They are either already, they've already engaged with one of my specific blog posts that's about this topic that I'm selling this product around, or they've been on the sales page already before. This is not a cold audience. If I was just trying to drive these ads to people who don't know anything about my brand, it would not work at all, right? But that's why this machine is so awesome, because it actually allows people to get indoctrinated into the brand deeper and deeper, and then they're more and more excited to see what I have to offer them. It's a logical progression, as opposed to like, let me just ram this new thing down your throat. Like, you need to buy I just met you, give me your money and I will give you this product that will help you, and I haven't even gotten to know you.
And if you're somebody that let's say your main offer is to get somebody on a call, maybe to do a consult with somebody, or a strategy session, or a non-strategy session like the way Frank teaches it, so you've already indoctrinated them a little bit. That would be you could run a similar campaign like this to your warm audiences, but that might go right to the application page instead of a sales page. So
right.
You got to work this with your system, with your business.
This was the next logical step, right? So say people landed on the sales page, didn't buy, but they probably were wanting to. They just, maybe it was a bad time for them. I always assume that. It's just not that they don't want it. So I actually have a mini page on the sales page itself that's just testimonial videos. I've just pulled them out of the sales video and they're just there. And below that is just a bunch of testimonials and just a call to action. So I just retargeted people that had already been to the sales page with this great little short version of the testimonials video on Facebook, which you can see down there on the left column. And it just goes straight to this awesome testimonials page on the blog. And this is really just in front of people who have been, they're really warm at this point, right? They've already been on the sales page. So they're really, really in, they've had to go through certain steps in order to get there. They would have had to already get to the blog. They would have had to somehow see the sales page, express some kind of interest. So now I'm just reminding them of that interest that they had and reminding them to take action. And this works like gangbusters.
Yep, exactly. And so this one, maybe in your situation, you go to an order form instead, right? Because they've already been to the sales page, you're showing them another different type of video, and maybe you go to an order form that's maybe got more details than your typical order form. It's got some more details on the program, a little bit of sales copy, or maybe that's going to an application page. So there's different ways you can do this. So, and this video here is what we call a content with call to action video. One of my favorite styles of video. Look at this. She's for 107 likes, 94 shares. You probably can't see that, but it's okay. Basically, for almost every 10 likes, she's getting 9 shares. That's huge. What that means is, yeah, she gets some free looks on that. That's cool, but more importantly, Facebook rewards you with cheap clicks. It gives you high relevant scores, cheap clicks, more social proof, and better performance. And so she's doing like a 7-minute video here, and she has the entire recipe in this post itself. Now, you can do the same thing with going to a lead gen, like let's say a webinar. Typically, a webinar sometimes is a little bit more difficult than like a lead magnet. So I'll show you an example on the next one, actually, where we do this.
I was actually just gonna say what was so fun about that green smoothie video is like you were just looking. I was just actually thinking to myself today. It has 10 times as many likes on it now, and 10 times as many shares. It's unbelievable. Like, people just love that.
It's got over 1,000, right? Is that right? Over 1,000 likes and over 9. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I think it's really going to be fun for them to see your user experience design, because every business is slightly different. That's why I love what you said at the beginning of this call about how you can't cookie cutter this stuff. Like, we took my unique business and created a custom machine based on the things that I was creating, the things that I had in my business, like videos. We repurposed that green smoothie video. It was already doing well on YouTube. I made some new creatives, but I really didn't have to go, I really wanted to make stuff that would work for me and for my brand. And I love your user experience design, Keith, because you do other things than I do. And it makes sense for like your business.
Sure. Yeah. All right, so let's get into my stuff here. So this here is the same thing, right? So notice the top of this, you've got your like campaign. And remember, on the like campaign, getting ROI from social media, like us and watch client case studies on how we do it. Notice how I'm not saying click like to win an iPad or click like if you like, new customers. I'm saying click like if you want to hear more from me, right? So they're raising their hand. This is important. So they're quality likes. It's going to my Facebook page. As we go down, mine's a little bit tougher to grab, maybe because it's transparent. I'm not sure what it is.
Keith, can I say something about your like campaign?
Sure.
You have done such a killer job of updating your fan page. It might almost be time to, well, I mean, not that you would, but in regards to what we were saying before, wouldn't it be cool if you had an image of you that was like from that same talk on your like campaign, and then it went to that page, like in that, I don't know, just it kind of matched more. Because you do that in the next step right here. You can see that it's you in the same video, but it's so the user, like in their mind, is following the path. I love that.
Exactly. Great
Same
point.
thing on the next one too, where you have like that as the background. It's money.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm writing that down right now. All right, cool. So now we've got a blog post here. We do lots of different blog posts, but especially right now, because right now I'm in the middle of trying to finish up my funnel. Like this, this is actually part of it. And so we're not doing as much as the sales type of retargeting. We're doing more of this stuff right now because we're setting creating that goodwill, building these audiences for this funnel that we're just about finished building. And in this one, we've got a content amplification to a ungated epic blog post. Okay, in this case, it's just a video. It's a 8-9 minute video that's ungated, and I've got a button below that, etc., etc. Everybody that hits that, if they opt in, great. If they buy something, great. If they don't, no big deal, because
enjoy the free content.
Yep, and we're building those audiences. So as we go down, now we have, this is a link post ad, right? So this one here is going to an opt-in page, right? So you've got your kind of squeeze page style Facebook checklist. I call it a paid traffic checklist in here, so because we can't really use the word Facebook. And so in this ad, this is important. Notice how it's targeting fans and it's targeting website custom audiences. This is one where, depending on your situation, you might not target. I might target interest audiences, but really close interest audiences where there's a good chance that they've already heard of me, right? Or if I'm going to do a post like this where I don't have any time to like create that goodwill or audience, and if I want to go to cold audiences, maybe I create a really long content, like a lot of content in the post, because people don't know who I am, They don't know who I am. So if you go down here, this is a video ad, right? Going to an opt-in page. In this case, this video goes to a webinar, but you can do the same thing. I've had video ads going into a squeeze page like this too. That's why I have both arrows, because these are both opt-in pages, right? Now, if the video ad, that is doing that. That's creating that goodwill. It's creating that trust, and that's kind of building that authority. So it's a lot easier to go to cold audiences, warm audiences with your video ads, okay? So you've got, in this case, you might have a link post ad and a video ad both going to the same landing page. I've got an ad just like this that goes to this landing page, and I've showed it in some of my other presentations, but it's got the picture of Ralph and me. It's got that same exact picture, and it's a Facebook ad. So we've got that ad going here, and then we've got a video ad going here. It's a 1-2 punch. This is really important, okay? And people always ask, should I do video ads or link post ads, or which one's better? It's not about which one's better. It's you should do both, because people they're doing different things. They might be sitting at their home office on their computer where they've got 15 minutes to watch a video. They might be in line at Starbucks and they've only got 15 seconds, and they're not going to be able to. They might be at work. They might be driving. So people are always in different situations throughout the day, and so the more of these you can have, this is how you really build a machine. I've seen it in so many different cases with different clients of ours, and what's happening is a lot of people that are watching this video, they might not take action. They might see 15 seconds of it and not even click, but the next day they might see this, and then they do click because they recognize me.
Yep,
okay?
That's so freaking awesome. I just love that. So, fun to hear it. It works. It really works.
It does. And it's a 1-2 punch, and also what we're doing is you can work things out as like a 1-2-3 punch, okay? Where you've got a link post ad here, a maybe a 30-second to 1.5 minute video like Bree's videos, and then you've got a content with call to action video maybe and it shows the whole 9-step process. You see how this ad here, if you click see more, it's got all 9 steps in it, similar to that kind of green smoothie where she pasted the whole smoothie recipe in there. This is building goodwill, high relevant scores, building video audiences, and this links out to a webinar page. I just want to show you these different examples so you can start to see that it's not cookie cutter. Okay, it's not one size fits all diet like Bree talks a lot about in the fitness world, right?
Yeah, but although I will say that I absolutely love how you used my example of making I list the recipe for the green smoothie, and then you listed the steps in this one. And so it is like taking an idea and tweaking it to your particular situation. So it's not cookie cutter, but there are things that work across all platforms.
And that idea came right from Bree. That's where I did that ad after I saw her green smoothie recipe kicking butt. And
you're the one that made me do the green smoothie video, so like total collab, Jedi Master. It's totally awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So now these, like I said, these are in the process of changing up a bit, these offers, and so that's why we don't have ads right here right now. But same thing, you can build this for yourself, and then I can run retargeting ads into tripwires, into order, video ad, retargeting video into an order form. You can build these out, and you can have different types of ads to hitting people depending on how hot or warm they are, what their temperature is. And so this right here is like my want help video where they watch that and they fill out an application to get on a call, and I can have I can target just my customers, only customers, because this is a high-end offer. So there's a lot of things you can do here, and the great thing is that you don't have to start with it all. If I were to start right now from scratch, what I would do right now is my 3 is I would run this ad here, light campaign, I'd run the content amplification campaign, and then I would run a lead gen campaign, probably a video ad for me, or possibly a link post ad like this targeting warm traffic to an opt-in, okay? Or actually, I try to launch both of these right off the bat. So I'd have 2 ads here going to the landing page, and then I'd have the content amplification and the light campaign. Bree, you started with
that's exactly what
3 mean?
Yep, that's exactly right. I started with the light campaign. I started with the blog, amplifying the blog post, and
this one.
Yep, I started with the light campaign. I started with amplifying the first blog post, and then I think we also started with I didn't even get to the 7-day abs one. I just went straight for the lead gen campaign. So those are my first 3 things, exactly like you.
Yep. There was no sales page. None of that retargeting stuff was going on. It was just this one, and this one, and this one, and that got her machine. That right there is a machine, and that will get you momentum, and then you can start to see your results coming in. And she started seeing wow, we're getting sales coming from people hitting this blog within 7 days, within 14 days, and then
that was amazing.
Let's do another one.
Yeah, and then it started to build that website custom audience that let us really get those retargeting ads for specific products in front of the right people and become so much more effective and just be amazing.
Yep. Now here's another quick example here of another just example of the 1-2 punch. So this is the John Maxwell stuff where they're doing. This is like a $3,000 program, and it's targeting. It's fairly kind of small audiences, and you've got a landing page on the right. You got a link post ad on the left. This image has worked out best compared to all other stuff. Then you have this one here, which is a video ad going to the same page. 1-2 punch, same page. Pretty much similar audiences. A lot of these 2 ads are hitting the same audiences. This one might be hitting a little bit colder audiences, but in most cases it's fairly similar because most people know most of these audiences are fairly warm anyways in this case because it's a higher end offer. But the point is, it's 2 separate type of campaigns. So
I love that.
And so that's the key, I think, to really have success with Facebook. And the other thing, which is super important, is that, we were talking about this on our coaching call today, but one of the things about content amplification is that Facebook is tracking. Think about every time you do an ad like this, even if you feel like the ROI isn't super good right away, think about it as an insurance policy almost. You're building up that bank of goodwill. You're making deposits of goodwill, and Facebook that means you're making deposits of high relevant score, low negative feedback ads with your in your Facebook account. So when you go to do more of these type of ads, you'll have more margin, and when you get some negative feedback, which you're going to get, the ratio will be lower compared to your overall campaign spend in your entire ads account, because they look at that stuff. So this is not only because this is what works in the real world, this is also what Facebook wants you to do too. So keep your account safe. So what do you think? We've gone pretty long in this video.
But I think it was worth it. I think it was so important. And I think I love Frank's whole thing with the 3 buckets. And this really does meet all of those needs. It serves. And I think, like I said in the beginning, stepping back to look at what it is you're trying to build and remembering that there are lots of different parts to it. I think it was good to get into it and to get to see a couple different perspectives, because I'm sure that every single person here is thinking of a great thing that they could do based on something I showed or something Keith showed. You're going to get your own awesome ideas. So
if you don't have a Lucidchart account, you have to. If you're in the Frank Kern group, then I think he forces you to do that, which is awesome. So if you're in my group and you're watching this and you haven't gotten Lucidchart yet, get Lucidchart and start building out your map. And then the next step is to just start looking at your data. Facebook's going to tell you what to do next. Start analyzing and start optimizing. So, Bree, thank you so much for making this such a awesome, so much better of a training to be able to get these different perspectives.
Oh, so my pleasure. It's awesome.
Yeah. And thanks for building such an awesome machine that people can kind of just be inspired by it too. So pretty cool. Yeah, so all right, well, we're going to wrap this up, and I will see you on the next video.
Bye-bye.